Successful Minds with Patricia Barnowski-Schneider, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Successful Minds with Patricia Barnowski-Schneider is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Patricia Barnowski-Schneider.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome back to Successful Minds. I'm your host, Patty Baranowski-Schneider. Today, I'm joined by Keren Beaumont, personal stylist with a heart. So welcome, Keren. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Keren Beaumont. I was working in fashion my entire career. I decided about 10 years ago that I wanted to do something that benefits others a bit more. And so I launched my image consultancy after retraining as a stylist. And now I work with people who have got into a bit of a style rut, lacking confidence in their image, and just help them to really feel good about themselves and confident in achieving their goals with nothing holding them back in terms of their style.
Wow, very nice. I mean, it is interesting because so many people, you could always tell somebody who just, they're always, kind of covered up, you could tell when somebody just needs that little boost. So
yeah,
I guess
shoulders are not back.
Yeah.
And they're not
Right.
they're conscious, they're self-conscious.
Right. Now, your transition from a career in fashion buying to personal stylist, it's like a fascinating story. So what inspired you to make this shift and how has it allowed you to add value to others' lives?
Well, I think that it came about at a time where a lot of my friends were having families of their own, and I had my family a little later on. And at the time, I think that I just started to have these feelings of not really contributing anything to other people that was of value. And I looked into doing coaching. And I did do a short course in coaching, but realized that I had all this knowledge around style and fashion that I should be using. And that was going to go to waste if I became yet another life coach, when quite frankly, there are probably people out there who could do that a lot better than me. But this is something that I'm really, feel is really my niche. Right. So the way that I'm able to help other people is that people come to me when they're in a rut, when something really needs to be fixed. And in the work we do, we take them from having a wardrobe and lacking in confidence that is kind of debilitating to them on a day-to-day, because they spend so much time second guessing whether they've got their outfit right, that they're distracted from the job in hand. And I think that when you like what you see in the mirror, and this is not about being beautiful, it's just about being comfortable that you know yourself and that you're being the best version of yourself, then it really, really helps you to have the confidence to do what you set out to do in life.
Right. No, I agree 100%. And it is cool that you found what because people can go to school, they can learn to do something, but if you're just doing the same mundane stuff, but you have a passion for it, and you're not just doing it for selfish reasons, you want to help people. So I think that's maybe your calling.
Yeah. Honestly, this was a bit of a discovery on the job, how much satisfaction having that impact on someone's life gave me. It's not something I realized I was going to get so much initially. But it's only when you start to get the feedback from the difference you make that you realize, oh, wow, what I'm doing actually matters.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good validation. I mean, tell us, you work with major brands like Ralph Lauren and Coach. So how's your experience in fashion buying influenced your approach to personal styling and branding?
I think in probably 2 different ways. One, in the sense that I was a range builder, so it was more the buying side that I was on, and we would have to kind of think about all the different demographics and end uses of the garments that would be appropriate to our client base, and that we were having something that ticked every need. And then, for a client's wardrobe, it's much the same process. It's range building, but thinking about all the activities that a client does, the places they go to, the audience they have, and the environments they're in, and making sure they have the appropriate items in their wardrobe to fit that. So for the range building part of it, I think was good experience.
Nice.
But as well, I would say, and particularly when I was with Coach, I sat very near to and worked very closely with both the marketing and PR teams, and really understood when they were rebuilding of the brand. I was there actually during the Coach brand transformation of about 10 years ago, which was quite significant, when Stuart Vevers came on board and just the brand changed to something very cool. And seeing their selective choice of imagery really helped me to understand the visual impact of branding, and hence could apply that to not only my own business but also to the wardrobes of my clients. So I get into a really deep conversation about their aspirations for themselves as a brand.
Nice.
So yes, it was influential.
Yeah. I mean, it's only because I'm in PR and marketing also. And it's one of the things that, always one of my biggest beefs is, every client, it's like, we're the best and everybody should just buy from us, blah, blah, blah. And it's not about you. It's about your customer, your client, whatever the case may be. So having that, you're on the fashion side, what the company needs, but then having the PR marketing team to say, but this is what your audience needs. Let's work together to find that perfect fit. And that's when you hit gold at that point, because, and same with, various industries, various, customs and locations and whatnot. What someone might wear in New York might not be applicable to somebody in California, and maybe someone in the UK or Australia. So having that wide, broad spectrum of, ideas is like really unique. And Coach is a very well-known name. So, you want to make sure that they're doing, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and doing the right stuff. So awesome stuff. Now, you tell us, dressing for success, it's a common phrase, but what does it truly mean to you? And how can individuals in the corporate world or business owners harness the power of their wardrobe?
Well, I think that these days it's about making sure that whatever you build for yourself as a personal brand and the signature style you develop is true to whatever message you want to convey. So getting really clear in your head, how do I want to come across? What's going to enable me in this particular environment that I'm working with, or with my brand or the brand that I'm working with? What values do I need to convey through my style? And then being consistent with that message.
Right.
Traditionally, dressing for success was often about power dressing, and the typical characteristics of power dressing might be taking up physical space in a room, making yourself taller with heels if that's appropriate, making yourself broader with really structured shoulders, crisp, clear color and sharp lines. And that definitely has a place, but only if you are clear that the message you want to give is professional credibility, leadership, but it doesn't necessarily cater for somebody whose message they want to put across is all about accessibility, approachability, relatability, because none of those traditional power dressing symbols would denote any of those things, and probably wouldn't denote, if you wanted to come across as somebody who was creative or had personality, again, it wouldn't do that. So dressing for success is specific to the environment you're in and the image you want to create.
Right. It's funny because I always say, like, I wear many hats. Like, I have my business hat, and I have my mom hat, my grandma hat, and I was also a skydiving instructor, so I had that hat. You had all these crazy hats, but you do have to find that happy medium. Like, I've been to, business meetings and whatnot, and there'd be a woman, from the waist up, she's in a business suit looking really sharp, and then she walks by and you see she's got like this huge tattoo, like either by her ankle or on her leg. And I'm like, to me, that's totally awesome. But it doesn't fit in with that look. You should wear slacks then if you're trying to be the business persona. And it sounds contradictory because I have tattoos too, but I always make sure they were ones that I can hide when I'm in my business suit, or I can put on a tank top if I'm out. But you have to find, it is true. You dress for success. You want to portray yourself in whatever manner you're whether you're in a business meeting, whether you're at the beach with your friend, you have to kind of play that role. So clothes do play a big important role with that, because I can't go to a business meeting with, flip flops and a tank top and shorts and expect to be taken serious, unless that was the type of audience or the type of company I portrayed. So I get it.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned the importance of wearing the right colors. So how can someone identify the colors that suit them best? And why is that important for personal branding?
So I think that there are two things here. So the importance of color in personal branding is very different to the importance of color in personal style. So in personal style, the role that color plays is when you are wearing the right colors for you, you will naturally be lifted and flattered by the colors that you wear, such that there isn't really a need for cosmetics, because it's doing everything for you. It's making you effortlessly look your best. When you know your color palette, you can also shop to that color palette, making outfit building much easier, because your wardrobe is so much more cohesive and all mix and matches. You may find that if you go into a store where there's a range of a particular color palette, it's easy to mix and match items within that range because they've been designed to work together. Therefore, if you know your color season, because of course there is the whole process of color analysis to get to that, then you can shop to that. And then, of course, that goes into the whole confidence piece that we spoke about right at the beginning, that if you know you look your best and you know for sure that you're making a good shopping decision, buying the colors that are right for you, then you're going to feel more confident in what you're wearing. In terms of business branding, it's a little bit different, because, of course, in your world, in the PR world and marketing world, when somebody's doing brand building and you put together a brand palette, we're using color psychology to an extent of the messages, the visual messages that you want your brand to convey. Now, you can apply that to an extent to the individual, especially if you are trying to dress in your business colors. But I would always say that should be secondary. If somebody has a color season that doesn't match their business brand colors, I'd say don't wear the business brand colors. Let's find a color from your palette that can sit harmoniously against that, that can then go onto all your business materials and sit comfortably on your website without jarring, but is still a color that you feel good in. Otherwise, you're not going to feel comfortable with those photos at the end either. No,
I agree 100%, because nothing would be worse than, mixing and matching. And, what do they say? First impressions, can make or break things. So if you just come in, wow, that's going to make people maybe not take you too serious. And I agree 100% about feeling your best, because that shows through on everything. Yeah. Now, Now, body type, it plays a crucial role in fashion. So can you share some tips on how people can dress well by understanding their body type?
Yeah, I think if we talk about what happens when you don't understand your body type, it will really sort of give an idea of why it's so valuable. So when somebody is not dressing for their body type, it's hard to create outfits and it's hard to feel comfortable in your clothes, because you're constantly adjusting and shifting and pulling things up and tucking things in, because honestly, what you've ended up doing is buying fits that aren't right. Again, there's the whole confidence issue, because you'll look in the mirror and say, I don't feel that my shape looks its best in this, but hey, this is what I've got and I got to wear something, so I'm going to go with it. Whereas on the converse, when you know your body type and you get the guidelines for that body type of what cuts you want to go for, it makes shopping easier, because you can cut out all the noise when you go shopping, because there's so much out there that it's a minefield. But then if you know exactly what the cut is for a pair of trousers versus a jacket, what length they should be, etc., then you can hone in on those specific cuts. But then also the outfit building at the end of that shopping process becomes easier. So yeah.
Really, it's funny, because years and years ago, everything's changed, but years ago, you would have people at the stores that would help you. They see you shopping, they'd say, oh, how can I help you? And if you say, oh, I'm just looking for an outfit, okay, and they would work with you. But that's, nobody has it anymore. And that would be a huge thing, because I agree 100%, I don't know enough about fashion, and I do the same thing. I could spend hours just trying to piece together an outfit, where if I had kind of like a structure or a guideline that I should go off of, that would definitely, save a lot of grief and a lot of headache.
Oh, absolutely. Look, in a consultation, the first thing that I take a client through is exactly that. It's we put together their personal brand, we do a color analysis, they receive a palette, and then we give them which body type are you and what does that mean for each type of garment. And then they are so armed with the right information. Because as you said, it could take so long to figure it out. The other thing I'd say is maybe in the past, people in stores were a bit more savvy about body shape. Now, I don't believe that they're trained in that. They are salespeople, and they may have a natural flair for it, but you're taking a risk if you are going to use that as your one source of what cut to wear. You need to do that bit of research first, I would say, before shopping.
Yeah, for sure. It would definitely save a lot of headache. Now, I mean, the concept of a style personality, it's an intriguing concept. So can you explain what it is and how someone can discover their own style personality?
Yeah, it is, for me, very much an overlap with someone's personal brand from a style perspective. It's much the same thing. It's almost a different way of saying it. Okay. So if I'm working on someone's style personality or personal brand with them, I start off by getting a really deep dive understanding of their lifestyle and where they go and who they're visible to. And then we talk about those people they're visible to. We'll call them audience groups. Okay. And I'll say to them, imagine you've just had a great meetup or meeting with audience group A, and you can hear them as a fly on the wall talking about how great you were. So imagine if we're doing this together, Patty, I'd say, right, they are saying Patty was amazing today and we love her because, and then I ask you to fill in the blanks. Right. And it's not what you think they would say currently, it's what would you love to hear that would make you feel super appreciated and seen for who you really are. Mm-hmm. It could be about your personality, it could be about your skill set, it could be about your appearance, because this is not a politically correct exercise, right. So they can comment on that. And then we get to the crux of how you want to be perceived. We do that for each key group. So it could be your clients, and then one group could be friends and family. And once you've written down those words that denote how you'd like to be described, then I would say the next step is to start to seek imagery to build that personal brand. Mm-hmm. And with that imagery, ask yourself the same question: why am I attracted to this image? And those words are going to be really key as well.
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus? What I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. And download the book for absolutely free. So you are incorporating life coaching into this, which is awesome because it is important, and it all ties in together. Yeah. I think that's awesome.
It's, you know what? It's really, really enjoyable. And it's a journey of discovery for the client, but also for me, learning about those people. It's a real privilege.
Yeah. I mean, it would be, enlightening to me too, because I wouldn't, you all know in the back of your head what you hope people see. But again, that's why you need that outside view, because what I think people see me as might not even be remotely close to what they actually see me as. And then if I incorporate what I would like them to see me as, then you kind of help build that package for the people to see you in that light. So I think that's amazing.
And well, here's the interesting bit. And of course, there's color psychology of how color gives a certain impression, but there are style markers or visual style cues that denote different aspects of a person's personality. So there are style markers that denote credibility and professionalism. There are style markers that denote approachability and relationship building, authenticity. There are style markers that denote different types of personality and charisma. So we look at the words you've used and then just see which types of style markers do we need to include in your personal style, your specific personal brand, that will create that message for you that you're looking to create.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of psychology.
Yeah, you kind of don't think that, but in hindsight, like if you see somebody who's always in, all black, okay, you kind of have your own, mental image of why they're wearing that, or somebody who's just always in dull boring beige, constant, you kind of have your own, someone who's wearing bright color, so it does make a lot of sense.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Now you talk about the risk of being a chameleon in terms of personal branding. So what do you mean by that? And how can someone avoid losing their authentic style identity?
Yeah. Well, I think that it's natural that people will slightly adapt their style and their way of behaving and thinking in different aspects of their life. Right? This is natural that we as human beings adapt to our environment. However, if there is no common thread to the way you dress amongst all the different aspects of your lifestyle, it could be that starts to feel a bit inauthentic. And the danger of being a complete style chameleon and just being influenced by either current trends or things that other people wear who are not you, who are packaged differently from you, who have different insides to you in terms of their personality, means that you could end up losing track of who you are and feeling ungrounded and lacking in confidence. Whereas a great place to be in, and what we strive to be in terms of having good style, is really, really having clarity on who we are today and where we aspire to be, and how is that person go forward described in the way that we looked at a few minutes ago. And then really thinking about how does that person that we love ourselves for and that we're happy to be dress in all the different elements of their lifestyle, from leisure to smart casual to business dress. Is there some common thread that always feels like you? And I believe that that's the most confidence boosting way to dress, is when there is something that's you throughout.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I always just dress in, these crazy outfits just because I'm comfortable in them. And you'll hear people say that's a total Patty outfit, but it's like, I just feel like me in it. If I know it's a business day, but if I have to put on a suit and go out, I put it on and I, walk the walk, talk the talk, but I don't feel like me in that. Give me pro kids and sneakers and baggy pants and I am totally at home. It's just who I am. And you find that, I guess, what makes you feel great, and you do have to play the role of certain things, like you say, business, family event, or whatever the case may be. But, I guess that's where the color comes in, where you can still kind of make it your own, even though you have to walk that walk,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it sounds like you're really clear on your brand, Patty. I love that.
Took many, many years to get there, but yeah. Now, what are some of the common mistakes people make when trying to upgrade their wardrobe, and how can they overcome the challenges?
Well, I think that one thing is jumping into thinking I need to buy stuff and just going shopping with no real plan. You could say in some ways that I'm the Grinch of shopping, because I set rules and I'm really strict about sticking to them. So first of all, I would do the personal branding exercise and get really clear on the look that you're building. Even if you just have a set of words for yourself, and then you can sense check, even if you don't have a mood board, because that takes a bit of work. Is this item I've picked up and think it looks gorgeous on the hanger, does it fit these describing words? Does this future me wear this shirt, and is it appropriate to where I'm going? Secondly, if you're going without understanding color and shape and what suits you, without having done that analysis, you could make some big mistakes. A, because things won't all work together within your wardrobe. You won't make multiple outfit combinations from what you've bought. And B, you might find that in the stark light of day on Monday morning, when you're getting dressed for work, actually, what was I thinking? This actually isn't the right color. It just looked good in the store. So at least if you have an idea of your color palette and body shape, you're picking the right things for yourself before you go. And then also having a capsule list of things that you need, rather than just going out there and shopping and going off target and coming back with a load of stuff that isn't right for your lifestyle. That's obviously going to be a waste of money. And then finally, trying to tackle too much in one go. I say to my clients, when you shop for yourself, take 3 items off of that capsule list at a time, no more. 1 or 2 ideally, and then you focus on trying all the different iterations of that one item until you find the very best one, because capsule wardrobes should really stand the test of time and last. So you want to get it right.
Yeah, and I like how it all, comes with the body, the body shape and all that, because I can't tell you how many times I'd go to a store and everything looked phenomenal on the mannequin. And I'm like, I buy it. And then I come home and one, it just doesn't look the same on me. It doesn't match anything. I don't even have shoes to match it. And it just didn't fit the whole overall package. So, people don't realize that there's a lot more to it. People just think, oh, you go to a store, you see something you like, you just get it. Not quite.
It's so true. It's so true. And, there's a time for shopping for fun, and that's window shopping and coffee, but don't make the purchase. You've got to do it in a really structured way. Right. I told you I'm like the shopping Grinch.
I know I should learn a lot from you. Now, your work's been featured in several high-profile publications. So how do you stay ahead of the fashion trends while ensuring that your clients maintain a timeless and authentic style?
So I'm going to kind of separate that into two things, because I really, really enjoy learning about trends. So I have magazine subscriptions and I'm on social media a lot and pretty aware of what's coming up, because for me, that's an enjoyable thing to do. I don't really consider it work. However, I don't prioritize trend for my clients at all. It is all about building them a strong capsule that's going to stand the test of time for them. And here's the thing, is that trends fade, but good style is timeless. So that timeless style is somehow always going to look fashionable.
Right.
And that's what we aim for, is that timeless, effortless, good style. Right. So, I mean, on the one hand, if I'm editing a wardrobe for a client and they have stuff that really feels of an era, then I'd say, you know what, I can see that's been there for a long time and it doesn't feel relevant anymore, and it's not going to give that effortless chic look that you seek. So that's sort of on the clear outside. We might say these things are too specific to an era, let's get rid of them. On the shopping side, if something's too specific to an era, I'd say don't buy it because it's going to date.
Yeah. It's funny where they always say, like, nowadays, like bell bottoms and all that, it came back again. But, it is a short-lived thing. It's a trend that's just coming and going. And, you find that one thing that's unique to you, and you kind of can tweak it a little bit, so that, like you say, it can stand the test of time and not be dated, because it just fills that void in the meantime, I guess.
Definitely. If there's a way of modernizing something that fits well and is the right shape and color, then absolutely. But I find, particularly in tailoring, there was a time where there was loads of contrast stitch and big patch pockets, really, really low riding trousers. And I'm talking about like tailoring, like suits. And people have this stuff because it's from 20 years ago, from like the early days of Grey's Anatomy, like 2000. And it doesn't feel relevant, and I don't believe it will be relevant. So that's the kind of thing that's almost hard to style up.
Right. Interesting. I love Grey's Anatomy too, but you mentioned it. But
for some reason, because that's when it started, I always associate that with like the year 2000, because I know it was at that time, wasn't it?
I know. It's just funny when I see, like, some people don't evolve. Like I see my one sister, she's always worn one specific outfit. She still wears that same type of clothing. Nothing ever changes. It depends what weight fluctuation or whatever. People might change certain things, but they have, like, their style is just never evolved in any way, shape, or form. But, like you say, it depends on your life circumstances, whether whatever your business is, whatever your job is, whatever your family life is, whatever your extracurricular activities are. You can find a happy medium along the way, or have, like I said, wear various different hats. This is what I wear when I'm in business. This is what I wear when I'm hanging out, when I'm with the kids.
Totally good and healthy to have that variety, providing each iteration of you is still you.
Yeah, for sure. You get the color theme. Now, I guess what advice would you give to someone looking to create their personal brand Bible? And how important is it for professionals to have a clear and consistent personal brand?
Oh, I think it's essential. I prioritize that even above color analysis and body shape, because then you know what the overall look needs to be, what the vibe and the feeling of your style is. Right. And getting that right is obviously very empowering. The process we talked about earlier, with that kind of like, how would you like to be described? What's the image that you're looking to create? If you do that bit, the next step for you to create this Bible is to create a resource for yourself that is a combination of words and pictures. Okay. The words you're going to get from that step one that we talked about earlier, And then the pictures, what I would then do is on whatever platform you feel comfortable on to collate your images, whether it's cutting out, whether it's on Pinterest, whether it's on Instagram, saving pictures, save down a bunch of pictures. You want to get to at least kind of 13, 14 pictures that feel very appealing to you, that you're really drawn to.
Okay.
And then once you've got them saved into one place, you want to ask yourself the question, why am I drawn to these? And you want to use words that are descriptive, such as, I like it because it looks very professional. I like it because it's very masculine or feminine or whatever it may be. I like it because it's bright and cheerful, uplifting, whatever the descriptive word is. And then see, is there a correlation between those words and the words you use for how you'd like to be described? And if so, those words are probably going to be the buzzwords for your personal brand.
Right.
Then think back to the words you use for how you'd like to be described. And if the pictures you've got don't match, then you've got a little more work to do. You want to go back and add into that mood board to make sure that the pictures are aligned with how you've said you want to come across. Because it could be that you're naturally drawn to something that isn't aligned to how you want to come across. And therefore you need to do a little more work on that and keep adding to it till the words and pictures become aligned.
Yeah. I mean, it makes total sense, but I've seen, and they say don't judge a book by its cover, because I've seen people dress one certain way and you would assume that their personality is going to be this way or whatever, and you're completely shocked. But it could be more a psychological thing as opposed to, it could be someone who is wearing all beige because they're kind of shy. Meanwhile, their business might be something totally different. So they haven't gotten that connection. So I guess that's what you're helping them bridge that gap to be comfortable and confident in what you're wearing and to be able to portray who you want to be at the same time. All right. Good stuff.
I think so.
Yeah. Now, anything else you want to add that you're working on that's coming up that we didn't touch on yet?
So I have a subscription service that is available, but that's primarily for UK. Okay. But otherwise, I do offer one-to-one services online for color, shape, and personal branding, plus online shopping services. Nice. And then, if you wanted to get a bit more guidance with finding your color palette, your color season, and your body shape, there is a free tutorial that you can download from my homepage.
Nice.
And that talks you through step by step how to go through that process. So nice. I definitely invite people to take that up and discover their color and body shape.
Nice. And what is the personal shopping? What is that? You help them shop for what suits them best?
Absolutely. So nice. I would collate a clickable catalog from retailers in your region, which I would then walk you through on a Zoom call to explain why those items have been chosen for you. And you can then literally click into the images and purchase those you want to purchase. They are tailored to your lifestyle, your personal brand, your color palette, and your body shape. So, we look at what specific items are going to be moving the needle for you to get your wardrobe to where you need it to be. And those are the items that I would focus on for you for that personal shopping session.
Okay. And that could be for people around the world. Doesn't have to be UK specific.
Absolutely. Nice. Because, obviously we have access to retailers all over the world now, which is a wonderful thing.
Nice. Now, how could people get a hold of you or learn more about you or find all of these wonderful things that you have?
So for sure, if you just Google Keren Beaumont, Beaumont, I will come up. I have an Instagram page where you can follow me for advice and inspiration. And then there are lots of resources, including the free tutorial on my webpage, which is www.kerenbeaustyling.com.
Nice. And everybody, it's Keren, Keren.
It is. Yes.
Well, thank you again for being on the show. Again, that was Keren Beaumont. So thanks for listening to Successful Minds with Patty B. Never miss an episode by subscribing. So thank you so much again.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thank you for listening to Successful Minds with your host, Patricia Barnowski-Schneider. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God. It's beautiful.